Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Castlevania Lord of Shadows 2. We're back to the Metal Gear Solid clone gameplay where we are, instead of fighting people, we are turning into rats and sneaking our way around. Clearly, I could see all of this gameplay simply being early developed for a Metal Gear Solid game, quite frankly, and then just skinned differently. Although the idea of turning into a rat to sneak through gates would have had to have been added later, because that really wouldn't make a lot of sense, but I wouldn't be surprised if you threw a if you gave Solid Snake or whatever character you were playing in the Metal Gear game a device, a drone that you could then use, that would be fine. So all I really have to do is sneak over here and take control of the guy. Like, this is not a more difficult puzzle by any means. This is an easier puzzle than the ones we've done before. The only thing different here is we're not using the bat attacks at all, and it's not like we've unlocked a ability to make possession last longer or anything like that. There was plenty of time, and there always would have been plenty of time. Alright. So I guess the irony here is that if you get injected with the antidote, it turns out to be Camilla's blood and corrupts your blood again.
Injection in the neck.
Just a real
What?
And the guy is too dumb to turn around.
I was able to open a portal near your position.
Yeah, as soon as it suits the story. So this is just an abrupt ending of this pathway. Instead of going further and seeing what was behind the next door into the facility. We wanted this antidote to use on this demon to see if it turned her back into a human.
What shit have you injected me with, you insect?
I don't even know if she ever was human, though.
Your own antidote, my dear. When your possession disappears, you are going to tell us where the acolytes are.
The subtitles are translating this, but if I didn't have subtitles...
How fortunate that you should crawl out of your hiding place. So the dragon still lives. We thought you dead, no matter. You want to know where the acolytes are? Behold before you a child of Satan! My father fears you. He fears you may ruin his plans. I cannot allow that.
So we're fighting the same boss twice, apparently.
In the way of his return, you see, my father takes this all very personal. And soon find out. You and your lackey have a date with hell. And my father will know that it was I, his beloved daughter, who sent you there. Lucifer in omnium meum negotia. Regna et in illos resquem.
they're doing a lot of cutscenes in onto the lips so they don't have to animate as much. So she just blew up the entirety of Zobek's castle. Suppose that's slightly better than having to fight her again. And it definitely feels like they made the assumption that she was possessing a human when, frankly, I was not certain about that. So it's going to be a God of War style beast attack fight. So whatever we injected her with.
I will cast a spell of confusion around her to block any signals.
That sounds very Dungeons and Dragons.
Finish her off now.
So yeah, not really a thing I want to see. Like, let's just face it, fighting the same enemy twice is not something that super interests me. I'm gonna have to probably learn which attacks to use and which attacks not to use. Actually, we still can't use the dragon form talisman? Interesting. So what does it take to refill the talisman? Because it's been a really long time.
In your blood, in the presence of my father.
We'll just go in circles.
My father anxiously awaits you in hell.
And unless this guy decides to institute a new system or a new phase in their fight, this is probably the hard phase.
Her willpower is unlimited.
My dust mode there did not work as much as I would want.
Much longer.
So I'm about halfway through the phase.
My father anxiously awaits you in hell.
So that's first phase done.
Weak, restraining charm will not last forever.
I would frankly be a little welcoming of a boss rush where the game just goes, okay, all the acolytes have found where you are, they've all set up bases in certain places, you know where they all are, you just are going to have to go through a little bit of level manipulation to get to each of the bosses and defeat them. That would bring it back to something that would feel like Castlevania, more like Castlevania to me than what we've done so far. The stealth sequences in particular are problematic because they don't line up with anything that I think has been in any previous Castlevania games. As a person who hasn't played any of the Castlevania games, It also doesn't really line up with the Netflix anime series. There's maybe a scene or two where you're hiding in stealth for a brief second, but in the Netflix series, but that is definitely not the way Alucard or Belmont would have acted, or even that third female character in this series, who is more of a cleric magi. So apparently when she does the whirlwind attack, she, man, you don't get enough time to dodge. I'm gonna try and hit the right trigger. Well, that worked, but it really didn't work as much as I would have liked it to.
Satan will be born into a mature world. Longs to embrace him. Not even with all your power, you are match for me.
Let's see. And so we'll just few more hits. This was an actually pretty easy fight. It kind of had to be an easy fight though. Even if she is super powered up, she's still one of the first bosses we fought, and we've fought through at least 3 or 4 bosses since then, or sub-bosses. I assume this would have been like some quick time events that they've taken out of the game. That is, I suppose, the point to make, is just how much of this game had QuickTime events in it and how much programming was put into those QuickTime events. I wouldn't be surprised if that was a good 15% of the game has just been removed with the elimination of QTEs. This looks very similar to the way in which Dracula defeated Trevor Belmont. Probably intentionally. Did the demon put itself back together after being cut in half?
Time to wake up, Father.
Trevor. My son.
So,
Father, wake up! Father!
so now we're back in the past, just because the story found it convenient to do that. Of course, it's going to be questionable what that really does. So we're supposed to be going to Overlook Tower. Let's take a moment and see where this goes. I bet this takes us exactly into the central area.
Ice prevents the door from being opened.
Okay. Then we just need to throw, come on, that. Is that all we had to do, is break the ice in one place? Well, this is where the White Wolf was. So I could go on a rampage and break things around here. But instead, I imagine what they want me to do is go the other direction. Because there's not really anything else down this path. Unless I'm supposed to work my way backwards. And this is not an elevator that just takes us back to the central area, and that's really what I thought it would do, is it would open that. You can see it fades out to black and loads the place, and on top of that it stopped me from walking forward when the door opened immediately. It becomes rather questionable. Like, at what point are we going to be given the freedom to wander through all of this open world and try and find all the collectibles we missed, if ever? Or is this really going to end up being a scenario where if you missed it, it would require loading to a specific checkpoint, or, that's creepy, doing something else. That is a creepy door. So they put the bats there, I guess, to indicate that this is a safe jump to make. Fair enough. There's not a heavy reliance on bats, but every now and then they can potentially be useful. Alright. So, much like the climbing area, I need to buy more dungeon keys at this point. Much like the climbing area with the elevators, this is just a... this is going to be a bunch of collectibles, I imagine. And I still don't understand why they would have two animations there. Like that. Why do I have to press the B button twice? It doesn't look like there's anything else. And the music is just gonna kind of play. Honestly, it feels like the musical score is pretty badly integrated into this game. Oh geez, how am I supposed to get over there? Yeah, turning to mist does not give you a longer jump. It kind of feels like it would, but it doesn't. And if I was perhaps higher up, maybe there's a jump to be made. If I go that way? Nope, doesn't look like it. So yeah, I think we're just gonna still have to run through a lot of this stuff. And once we have a double jump, which feels like we should be a lot closer to the end of the game than we are. It really is dragging on. And games that I'm not having fun with definitely are the games that feel like they're dragging on. So it is kind of the beginning of the end, the kiss of death, to say you're not having fun with a game, but let's be honest here, I'm definitely not having fun with this game. Well, will this transport me down to the area? This is a new cutscene because I've never used these elevators before. Stab your fist into the pedestal for another edgy teenager cutscene. This is the map room. You can use it to move quickly to other map rooms in the city or the castle. Oh, wow, that looks really, really nice. But is pretty much useless. And then the door is locked, so it has to load all of that out. Well, at least I know what those are now. They are teleporters. Okay. So, yeah. It gives me the indication, though, that there's only 4 map rooms in the entirety of the game. Maybe 8. Maybe 4 in the... 4 in the past and 4 in the main world. So that's still not going to be very convenient. Who's this guy?
The victorious Brotherhood have taken your castle, monster. This will be the end of you.
I would gladly welcome that. More than you know.
Very well, then. Seculus apertus est.
So the Brotherhood comes back like 10 hours plus later.
Sed nunquam rumpens.
These, to me, seem to be...
I'll break your bones.
They seem to me to be just the same as the demons we fought in the City of the Damned. Alright, so I probably need to get a little bit of combo here. But in the meantime, I'll just drink the blood of all of these guys. I wouldn't be surprised one bit if these if the big guy that's attacking me right now turns out to give me a dungeon key. Alright. Just somersault over these guys and then hit X and then hit Y. I broke his big armor, so there we go. And while we're doing this cutscene, we can't absorb any of these combo energy bars. Let's see. So this priest is like summoning more people. which probably means that I'm supposed to be doing something. Am I supposed to be matching his attacks?
My faith makes me strong.
Well, that defeated him. It'll just take a little time for the music to decide that that's done. Now we need to run around and look and see if there's anything collectible or breakable here. No. So we're raising a rock for some reason. I guess the rock was supposed to open the gate, but since it's so broken, it just broke open the gate instead. Let's see. What's over here? In collectible that I missed the jump on. This is a lot of punishment for not making it to the right location. That's a lot of climbing. I'm gonna try this again. Like super slow, but it worked. I don't really know if that was a case of it worked because of the fact that we used the turn into bats mode, or if it just worked because I happened to be slightly better at jumping that time. And even after succeeding, though, you're still getting punished by having to do more of this Assassin's Creed climbing stuff. It is fair to say, though, if all the climbing were cutscenes, that would be way too much money in the animation budget, wasted on kind of unimportant actions. I don't know what you could do otherwise, though. Is what we really need to see is his blood whip swinging from point A to point B instead of climbing. The climbing idea should have never been on the table in the first place. It should have just been, oh, there's a point that's an obvious point where you can swing from a piece of wood. And that's how we would have done a lot of the things to transition. And this is just another one of these rooms because the game cannot handle loading in larger areas. If you were going to remaster this game, you could take out probably all of these loading sections or speed them up really quickly, and it would probably make the game a lot faster. It would certainly make for a better experience if we were going to come back and try and have a collectathon where we collect everything.
Mother says that you're going to return with us. That you never really wanted to leave. But you had to go.
He's got like statues of all the characters we've seen in the game.
That we've got to help you leave this evil place.
This is probably a subtle hint that it is.
This one. Look, Father, it's you.
That he's manipulating everything.
The mirror's missing. Father, I can't play without the Mirror of Fate. Will you bring it to me, please? It can't be far.
So they're bringing the Mirror of Fate as a concept into this game, which I don't think is a smart move. I think the less said about the Mirror of Fate, the better. Whole bunch of collectibles. This is no way for a father to behave in front of his child. Breaking all the furniture.
Maybe someone took the fragments of the mirror.
And so it feels like we're gonna end up fighting another fight sequence. Where does this go? This goes nowhere right now. So this might be a central hub to the Overlook Tower. This way is the way we came in. So the way to go is that direction. So, yeah. More game for whatever little that is worth. Next time I can get to the store, I definitely need to buy another dungeon key. It seems like they come pretty infrequently. We have a continuing expansion of information, not that it really matters too much. I don't think that, for instance, the fact that this is taking almost half a page means that it will be a full page or longer by the time we're at the end of the game. But it might be, because the game may just go on forever. In this case, there's already a full page of content. Items wise, I think we're fine. And we are working our way towards increasing mastery. I don't believe that there is even anything left to purchase or upgrade. So it's all really going to be things like this that needs to be upgraded. Chaos bomb selected, right trigger and X. Not likely to use that. In the air holding X. I might do that. What else are our options? Right trigger, Y, 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 Y. Left trigger and Y. After block, just hold Y. I'll buy that because that's something I'm likely to actually accidentally do. And that spends about 5,000 points. Yep. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get my mastery level up though. It doesn't seem reasonable. It requires you to change up your gameplay a lot in the very infrequent number of times that you actually do fight in a battle. This game is just not combat heavy enough to have that kind of system in it, which really goes to show that from day one it should have been focused as a 80 to 100% combat game, and they should have really tightened it around that concept and not thrown in any stealth sections, not thrown in any very many puzzle sections, not thrown in a bunch of QTs, not thrown in a bunch of cutscenes. There's just a lot of fluff around here that seems unnecessary and not very Castlevania-like. And I keep saying that. It's like every episode, it's the exact same feeling. It's like, this does not feel like Castlevania. This feels like just a bad game that doesn't even have any recognizable traits that would make it fun. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me even further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.